Did the Kentucky Wildcats get the best possible draw? We think they did. And we're going to tell you why on today's episode of the Wildcats Today Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak, publisher over at Kentucky Wildcats on the SI, joined as always by the one and only Carson Nash. Carson, it's a Monday. We're back from Nashville. And those of you who watch our podcast on a daily basis know that we love Nashville, Tennessee. Carson, it was a good time. Did you have a good time down there? How was Nashville?
Yeah, it was a fantastic time. You know, starting off Thursday night with the game winner by Ortega and followed by a lot more fun afterwards. I am on the struggle bus on this Monday.
Just you, not just you. Not just you.
There's a lot of seats on that struggle bus. I know.
Yeah. Yes, there are. It is. Yeah, there's a lot of people, even in this house, my house right now. I mean, Cameron is down horrendous right now. So which is partially due to some spillage he took in the parking lot. But hey, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We it's a big week. We have a lot of fun content. Want to go ahead and tell you all tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern time, we're going to do a live. We're going to run through our brackets, talk about, just who's going to go deep, all that's going to be a fun show. So come to that live, toss us in. We'll talk about upsets and all that fun stuff. So come on in tomorrow to the live at 6:30. Be right here on our channel, Wildcats Today. So head on over, be ready for that. If you want, hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you know, hey, when we're going to be live and all that. So do all of that. Helps us out, and we hope to see you there tomorrow. But Carson, talk 30 seconds about this SC tournament. Like you said, there was a fun way to beat an Oklahoma team that's playing well that I think they play UConn, right? Is that I think they very well could beat UConn. I mean, it's a tournament team. Once again, it's the SEC. It's not like you did that against LSU or South Carolina. I mean, Oklahoma's a solid basketball team that they've had your number a bit, but we found a way to win thanks to Otegatron twice. Fun walk-off basket. Really enjoyed that game. And then the Alabama game, it's one of those, you just got to hope we don't play them. You know what I mean? They got our number. They got our number. And I don't – that's the analysis there is we don't just match up with this Alabama basketball team. And I think you got to hope you don't play them again. So, Carson, what do you think about the SC tournament? And then we'll get into our draw.
Yeah, so Thursday, what a whirlwind, right? I mean, you're up 10 with like a minute 37 seconds, and then you're down by 1 with 5.1 seconds on the clock. And
yeah,
I'm in shambles at that point. Like, I am in complete shambles. And then Ortega somehow makes the craziest shot ever from like behind the backboard with his left hand fading away. And it just ignites Nashville immediately. I mean, talk about a home game. I mean, that was a home game. But a lot of fun. That play will go down in Kentucky history. We'll always remember that shot and where we were when we saw it. But a lot of fun. Bama, of course, we had Lamont out. That game was kind of just free money game. Like, I wasn't really too concerned. I knew going into that, I knew we were going to lose because Lamont being out. I mean, Mark Sears is a fantastic point guard. You can't play Travis Perry and Trent Noah an extended amount of time against that guy. So it was a tough situation, but we're looking positive in the tournament.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. And the last thing I'll do, I want to give you 30 seconds to make fun of Louisville. Would you like to go ahead and do that?
Yeah, we're so sorry. Oh, we're just so sorry. You thought you were going to get a better seat than us? No.
I loved that video this morning. Come on, man.
And they're going to lose to Creighton too, and Lexington. Wear your blue.
Yeah, go to the game.
Root on
Creighton.
Go to the game.
Root on Creighton.
Blue Jays.
Yeah. If you want to watch some good basketball, go watch the Blue Jays steamroll the Louisville Cardinals. But I do. It's funny, like then Pat Kelsey's like I almost like I feel bad for Pat Kelsey. Not Louisville, not their fans. I like Pat Kelsey.
Yeah, me too.
Not their fans. They can, tough. Wah. But I feel bad for Pat Kelsey because I do like Pat Kelsey.
I do too. Pat Kelsey. Talk about one brief second. Talk about winning the coaching conversation. I think Kentucky and Louisville both won because they got good men to come lead.
Yes, I agree. I think the state of basketball is going to be integrated. And so there's always going to be the rivalry and the hatred and all that because it's a rivalry. It's what it is. But I think two great human beings are leading these programs. I do agree with you there. So Louisville fans, that's probably the nicest thing we've ever said about you. And it probably won't ever happen again. But I love this draw, Carson. I love this draw. And I mean, if you look at some of these other, like if you want to take a gander at some other 3 seeds, Wisconsin plays Montana, whatever. Like I think St. Mary's and Vandy are both better teams than, or I'm looking at it wrong. I think BYU, excuse me. I think BYU and VCU are both good basketball teams. I wouldn't want to, I'll tell you this. When they said, and the 3 seed, a great offensive team, the BYU, or the, who are they talking about?
Wisconsin.
Right?
And
when
BYU's bracket.
I was like, who? I just didn't want to play BYU. I don't like narratives, and y'all know that. And that's a negative narrative.
I thought they were going to do it to us. I thought they were going to give us Duke as the 1, BYU as our 6. We were going to be the 3, and St. John's was going to be the 2. Yeah. I thought they were going to do it to us.
Yeah. And then, I mean, the other way, like Ole Miss as the 6, it's, in where Iowa State's the 3, Ole Miss steamrolled us. I mean, I think we'd beat them this next go around, but still, I mean, they did steamroll us. And then the last 3 plays that Drake, Missouri, I know we beat Missouri, but still, like, I think Illinois. Now, Texas will be interesting. I think we play Texas if we beat Troy, Carson. I think we play Texas. I do. I think.
Hey, my take.
Yeah, which I've stolen that on so many different. I've been on different like shows and stuff I've been on. I've fully stolen your take. Although I've told you that.
I know it's fair as long as you know where it came from.
Yeah, I know where it came from. But now I'm fully like behind it. Like I agree with you. I'm in on it. We should bet on him rookie of the year next year. We should do that.
We're talking about Trey Johnson.
We are, yes. But I think whether it's Texas, whether it's Xavier, or whether it's Illinois, I love this draw for us after. And listen, we're not looking past Troy. We're going to break down Troy on Thursday. So this week, like I said, we'll have the live show tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we'll have the normal podcast where we break down Troy and them as a team. They've got good players. But I mean, we're talking the whole big picture today is why we're kind of talking past Troy. I think Troy, I mean, we lost as a 3 seed last year. So it's obviously not like go ahead and put it down as a victory. I mean, Mark Pope still, if you want to look at the negative side of things, he's never won a tournament game as a head coach. He's lost to a lower seed as a 6 seed twice. Most recently was last year against Duquesne. But Carson, I mean, I love this draw.
Yeah, me too. I mean, you talk about, I mean, first glances, you look at a Troy team who there's not one player on their team that plays super meaningful minutes that can shoot over 40% from 3. So, I mean, no one in their top 5 shoots over 35%. So that's a plus for us. Their best win was a win over Arkansas State by 1. They were 91. Yep. Nashville doing wonders.
You did something I would do. See, you clowned me. I got to think of something.
They're 91st best team in Kentucky. Their worst loss is at home to Louisiana, who's 316th. So that's good for us, I would say. And a fun graphic that I saw yesterday, speaking on that we were a 3 seed last year and did lose to a 14 seed. The 3 seed has beaten the 14 seed as many times as the 1 seed beats the 16 seed at 91.7%. So
Einstein, that's impressive there.
I mean, if you're playing percentages, you can't go 0 for 2. They put that graphic up on the show last night. And so I was interested to see because it is weird. You see that the 2 seeds get beat more often than 3 seeds do.
Yeah, and it's not like they're 23-10. It's not like they're one of these teams that like. I mean, Drake, they're 3-3, right? Like I know they're 11 seed. My point is, like, it's not like they're a 14 seed that has this incredible record. Like, they're a good basketball team. Like, and we're going to break them down as a whole. I've got articles to write today more about Troy and about their players. I mean, they have the Sun Belt Player of the Year. We need to be careful because we did put that Golke. We put it in the universe last year, so we're going to be. But these guys aren't like
Lamarch Butler is back.
Yes. And which by the way, speaking also on that, I love that I don't know if he was good to go against Alabama. I like not playing him.
I loved it. I don't think they should have played him at all.
No. Because now we just, the whole, we go to Nashville to win, of course, and that's very clear now. And we care. And once again, we're there to improve for seeding and all that. But when it's to injuries, that's when I'm like, okay, we're not going to risk this for this tournament. If your players are healthy, yeah, you're playing them. We're not going to sit players in the NCAA tournament. But if they're banged up and you're trying to make sure they're 100% for this game, doesn't matter a lot. Yes, I'm all for it. I assume he probably wasn't good to go, but I'm all for it. It is a little scary though that it does kind of feel like one blow to that shoulder any given day and he's done for.
Yeah.
I think we need to give him what are those? He needs the injections before the game that will get him not feeling nothing. He needs the Aaron Rodgers halftime shot. Yes,
get him back out there.
Those things. But Troy, I want to pull up his player's name. That's their good player. His name is Tayton Connerway, and he averages the 14.3. Okay, do you find it crazy that the leading scorer in the Sun Belt averages 14.3 points per game?
I was talking to Cam about that yesterday. I was like, that is
because it's not like he averages 4.8 assists, so it's not like he averages like 9 assists. He is shooting 47% from the field. He's also shooting
like 20% from 20 in the 20% from 3.
Okay, we're not. No disrespect to this man. I don't want to say this and have him. All I'm saying is that those are interesting stats for a player of the year in a conference. Yeah. He must be. We're going to watch film. Once again, this is more of an overall. We're going to watch film on Troy. And
this is purely stat based, so we're not taking everything into consideration.
So I mean, he must be a great driver or a midi jump shot guy. But they have 2 players that average over 10 points a game. Rigsby. Let me pull up. I don't know his first name. Rigsby. He's a forward. Miles Rigsby, a 6'6" forward from Fort Worth, Texas, averages 12 points a game. They 14 assists a game, 9.4 steals, 4.7 blocks, turn it over almost 14 times a game, 13.5. And yeah, as a team, they shoot 29.9% from 3. So let's do this. Do you want to do something interesting here?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Where do you think that ranks? I think I've seen this. It's in. I think I've seen this stat, but where do you think that ranks among Division I teams when it comes to 3-point shooting percentage? Like, do you have a guess? I've seen it. I believe I know where it is.
29.9?
29.9%.
Oof. So under 30. We're at what? 36, 35, 37?
I think we're like higher than that. I thought we're 36. No, maybe we're 36. We shoot as a team 37.4%. Man, that's pretty
okay. Then I would say 150th.
I think that you are very wrong. I think
really?
Well, for example, the dead worst percentage is 27.1.
Oh.
And that's Texas A&M. I'm just kidding.
I thought Zakai Ziegler was down there.
Okay. Troy's 342nd in college basketball at 29.91%, which is of 355 teams. So, yeah.
So they're going to hit 15?
Yeah. Now, I mean, so for those that are, okay, I want to throw a point out there because I think we keep playing the victim card as a fan base of the whole, they're going to hit. I think if they make 8 to 10 threes, we should still win this basketball game. Like, that's the reality. Now, if you're playing like Texas A&M and they make 10 threes, like I'm just giving you an example of or even Tennessee, which obviously we'll get to there in a minute, but like a team that, isn't the best offensively and they make 13 threes, then yeah, you can lose. But I just think that Troy can make 10 3-pointers and we can still win this game.
Troy wasn't supposed to be in the tournament. They won their conference tournament to get into the tournament.
They were well, they weren't a bid stealer. I don't think any other team from the Sun Belt got in.
No, but they won their tournament. So
they were the 5 seed, I believe, in their own tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check on that. But yes, I knew that. I know they weren't like the 1 seed. It doesn't say, but I believe they were the 5 seed because they were now. But interestingly enough, though, every team this is pretty crazy.
They were all 13-5.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
But based off of like head-to-heads, I guess.
Or no, they were fourth. They were fourth in their conference. They were fourth. But still, yeah, I mean, it could have been South Alabama, James Madison, a team that we've seen in the tournament a lot, Arkansas State, and then Troy. And yes, they did lose to Louisiana, who was 12-21 on the season. So
Arkansas played against them this year. Earlier in the season, they won 65-49 pretty handedly. So
I remember that game. Weren't they like up at half or something? Hold on. They were up a point at half. I knew that. I remembered that.
I wouldn't be shocked.
They were up a point at half, and I think I put $5 live on Troy, if I remember this correctly.
Dude, how about let's tell the viewers about our Duke Georgia Tech bet that we had at the bar.
That was one of those, we get excited, we get excited when we're going on a trip. So, and we see Duke's down. It was 14.
26 to 11.
Yeah. And Georgia Tech was plus 450, plus 500 or something.
I don't know how those odds. Yeah.
And we were like,
it was a trap.
$20. Oh yeah. We should have seen that a mile away. And we put $20 on it. And the Duke, I think, goes on to win by 10 points. God,
yeah.
Stupid. But I mean, that'd have been a really nice way to start the weekend.
Well, I hope he's healthy, but it also involved an injury to Cooper Flagg. So we were plus 400 odds with an injury to Cooper Flagg. We're up by 15 already. You take it. But hopefully he's all healthy for the tournament.
Darn you, Vegas, for knowing. Darn you. But so, I mean, realistically, if we make it out of our little Milwaukee area, if we get to Indy, if we beat Troy, and then we beat either Illinois, Texas, or Xavier, which once again, I'm calling it right now. I bet that's going to be Texas. I could be wrong. I think Texas will beat Xavier. Is that tomorrow, that game?
I'm Wednesday.
Wednesday?
I think Wednesday.
Oh, so they are coming off the back-to-back?
I think so.
Well, no, because they put that game would be Friday.
That would be Friday. Yeah. You're right.
So if we get out of that, you more than likely are playing Tennessee. So that 14 little area is UCLA, Utah State 7-10, and then Tennessee, Wofford 2-15. So we're assuming that's going to be UCLA, Tennessee. I would.
And they gave us a 2 seed that we've already beaten twice.
Yeah,
and without Lamont.
Yeah, and once again, as we talked about those, I said this on the phone. We really almost didn't have him because when that game was so tight toward the end of the game, he got hurt in Rupp.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and in Indy, it's going to be another home game. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you think UCLA has a chance to beat Tennessee, or do you feel pretty confident Tennessee will make Sweet 16?
Tennessee's going to beat UCLA.
Okay.
Their defense.
I agree. UCLA's got a pretty good defense, actually. It's 17 in KenPom, but their offense is much worse than Tennessee's.
They're not. To beat Tennessee, you have to score points. They can't score points.
Yeah. So I do agree. I mean, I wouldn't be like, holy moly, if it happened.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
But I would predict it's going to be Tennessee. So, I mean, how do you feel?
I'd honestly, here's a sleeper, though. I think Utah State could beat UCLA.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done. That's not one. I mean, it doesn't affect me at all, really, to look at.
Just giving you a little hint there.
But do you think if Kentucky and Tennessee play in the Sweet 16, Kentucky wins that basketball game right now?
Yes.
You do. Okay.
What does Mike say about beating the team 3 times?
Well, technically,
he has the quote.
Mike is
historically the team that wins the first 2 times wins the 3rd time around 70% of the time. I'll take those odds. Also, we saw how that went when we played Bama.
Yeah, exactly. And and then I think, did we see it any other times in the SEC tournament? I don't know. I think Auburn beat Ole Miss 3 times.
That could be one. I'm trying to think. I don't know.
So, but I mean, according to Mike, he told me this yesterday, and once again, this is from Mike, so nobody yell at me. But I believe that he said 70% of the time, the team that has beaten the team twice wins the 3rd game. So, hey, I mean, Tennessee will probably more than likely be favored in that game and all that. But I mean, if you, I do think we match up well with Tennessee, and there's something about, I mean, we just don't like them. You know what I mean? And I think our team does not like that team. And I think that we play fired up against them for some reason. I
agree. Well, I think you know why that is. I think that's because Pope just hates Tennessee. And I think Pope just instills that in his guys. I got flipped off by Tennessee fans probably 20 times this weekend. I have a bone to pick because this could have been really bad. And you weren't sitting with me, but there was a Tennessee fan where I was sitting against Alabama, and he stayed for the game and cheered for Alabama the whole entire time and would look back and like point at our Kentucky people. I'm like, you're so sorry. Get the damn brooms out. Your team is so sorry. Get out of here. You're a joke.
Yeah, but there were these two, like, middle-aged women. We were at Robert's Western World just making our Sprite Tower on Saturday, and these two women just middle-aged women just flipping off our group, Tennessee women. I'm just like, all right, cool. Go for it, man. And that's when I
dip in.
I brought out the broom motion then. So I let them know. I said, we'll sweep it up. But so yeah, looking at that, and then I mean, I'll tell you this. I don't know how bold this is. You can tell me if you think this is bold. I don't think Houston makes it to the Elite Eight.
I was talking about that with someone this morning. Dude, we have like the same takes. I swear. This is crazy.
So I think they're going to lose to Gonzaga.
I do too.
Kinda. And then if they don't, I think problem is I think Purdue, Clemson, you know what I mean? I think if they beat Gonzaga, I think they make the Elite Eight because I don't think I think Clemson's solid. I don't think they're great.
Sleeper, Mr. Will Wade at McNeese.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out
to make the Elite Eight though.
No. I'm just saying to win a game.
Clemson? Yeah. Sleeper, SIU Edwardsville. I got it this morning. Look at this text from Cameron this morning. He did this today. He's taking a day where he's not studying. Our friend, Dr. Cameron. And he sent this text message. Just like, look at this. Like, look at this. Like, this is all about the games. He probably spent 2 hours doing that this morning. And it's just first, like this says here. It says, direct quote, 6 seed lock, Mizzou, Ole Miss. I can see both recent Sweet 16. I think like he just goes off about all this stuff. I got to find the one about Yale. It's pretty funny. There's one where he put like study nerds or something like that. Although I think Yale is going to beat Texas A&M.
Yeah, Yale's a sleeper too.
Because it's the same team. It's like that same exact team from last year that beat Auburn, except for Danny Wolf.
Well, yeah.
So
Danny Wolf is a pretty big loss.
Well, yeah, but Danny Wolf is a good player. But so I mean, what are your other thoughts? I mean, I don't know if there's much sense in talking about like Final Four stuff right now. I think we'll talk about that if that happens.
I think we should talk about the best pod. I think the Kansas, Arkansas, St. John's little area.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's my favorite.
Please.
My favorite little area.
Please, Calipari, beat Kansas. Partially because we also just don't like Kansas.
Yeah.
But then I want to see this St. John's Calipari.
Have to. We have to get Calipari.
Wipes the floor with Calipari if that happens, though. I mean, just
but Patino had a hard time beating Cal.
Yeah.
But it was at Kentucky.
I don't know. I think Patino beats the crap out of Cal. I think
John's
Boogie Fland makes their team worse.
I do too.
And I don't think that's a bold take. Like, I mean, they were better when he got hurt. And not Boogie Fland's because he's an NBA basketball player. He's not a college basketball player. You know,
you got to feed Boogie Fland the ball. You can't play team basketball. Well, you can, but that's not how Cal's teams operate.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they're better when they play college basketball. He's an NBA player trying to play college basketball, and it often doesn't work. Boogie Fland will be a great NBA basketball player. Great player, but I mean, and this is no one can say that's crazy take. They've been better without him. Like, that's the fact. So now Adu's not going to play, right?
I don't think so. And did you see the thing about Grant Nelson?
What about Grant Nelson?
How he had to go see he might have to go see a specialist or something.
He's banged up. I didn't hear that.
Double check just to make sure. But
they talked about it on the show last night. On the selection show.
Yeah,
there's definitely some.
He has a knee problem, and they were talking about him having to go see a specialist. Yeah, they're talking about Grant Nelson will see a knee specialist on Monday to determine his status moving forward.
Yeah,
that's seeing a knee specialist this late in the season is a little worrisome.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. So yeah, I don't think that. I mean, we'll get more into like a Final Four stuff when we get out of the first weekend, and we'll see what's going on there.
No, yeah. I haven't even made my bracket yet. I'm waiting on that.
All right, I've got a bracket question
The
for
injury
you.
news.
Do you make a lot of brackets, or how do you do that? How do you handle it?
Well, I make one official one that I use for like my money leagues, and then I'll make a couple other ones just to put in that sweepstakes, just in case I hit the winning.
I make one bracket every year. Make one bracket, and I now if like. But because what I'll do, and I put the same bracket. If I do multiple bracket pools, I put the same bracket in. There's nothing worse than the person that makes 20 net million brackets, and then one of them's good, and that person is sitting like 30 feet to the left of me in his room right now, and his name is Cameron Coulter. And you're gonna hear all about how good his one bracket is. His one bracket. And when he's got 49 with like McNeese in the Final Four. And all that. So no, I always make one bracket. And if I'm an idiot, I'm an idiot. And if I'm not, I'm not. And I live and die by my one bracket. So that's how I roll. So
Kentucky wins the championship every year in my eyes, apparently. I pick Kentucky every year.
I think I'm gonna have Kentucky in the Elite Eight. I try and make mine legitimately.
For me, it's just I have to. Like if I don't win, because the one time they do win it, like I don't want to
have it. You're like an idiot. Like gosh.
Yeah.
What in the world? It's like not putting
like you're a fan of the team and you don't even pick them.
It's like if you're playing roulette and you have a favorite number and then you put like $10 on another number and then it's your favorite number and you're like, what in the world am I doing right now?
That's a very Andrew Stefaniak analogy right there.
It's always red.
It's always red.
Always red. I mean, I'm like 2 for 10 lifetime on that. But which is improbable. I mean, statistically improbable, but it's a fact that I am 2 for 10 lifetime at that. So I mean, any other thoughts, Carson? Like I said, to run back through all this, I think that Kentucky's going to get past Troy. I think they're going to get the Sweet 16. I'm not as bought in as you on that Sweet 16 game. Against Tennessee. And we'll talk about it. We'll get deep. That'll be part of our live tomorrow. Maybe convince me that we're going to beat Tennessee in the Sweet 16 if we both get there. But do you have any other thoughts on just the draw, Carson, before we get out of here?
That's it. I thought we got a pretty favorable draw. So we can't really mad at that. I'm glad Louisville got an 8 seed. That was hilarious. That made my night. And yeah, I mean, let's go freaking win this thing.
I am with you. I'm excited. I think we got a great draw. I think this team's capable of going on a run. If you keep Lamont healthy for the next handful of games, I think we can do something special. So, like we said, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate that. Tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern, we're going to do a live. I'll probably go ahead and make the live today, so it'll kind of be up on YouTube and you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, and I'll tweet that out.
And we'll tweet that on our Twitter, which is right there. It's scrolling across the bottom ticker. And then that'll be live tomorrow. We'll make our brackets. We'll make them officially tomorrow, run through them, talk about our upsets, stuff like that. Then on Thursday, we will do a preview for Troy. Just purely run through numbers, watch tape, we'll do all that, talk about Troy. Then we'll do a pod on Saturday, win or lose to Troy. But hopefully win, and we're previewing our next game. So that is the plan for the week. A lot of stuff. You're not going to want to miss anything. Hit that subscribe button. Stay involved. You're going to love all of it. Any other thoughts, Carson, before we get out of here?
That's all I got. Hope everyone has a happy Monday.
Yeah, we'll try your best to fight through. We know we are. Go Cats.
A lot of water.
Yes. Liquid IVs. Need them all. Go Cats. Fun week here on the Wildcats Today podcast. And we'll see you tomorrow live at 6:30 Eastern time.